everyone. So today I wanted to talk to you about training glutes. I personally love glutes. I'm slightly obsessed with them. They solve a whole lot of problems for moms and during pregnancy. They also improve athletic performance and they look really good in jeans. So training glutes has been quite a journey for me, but it's been really fun to learn how to activate them and different exercises you can use in order to target them. So today I wanted to show you 6 of my favorite exercises to use when I'm training glutes. The one thing to remember is that glutes can respond to high volume, but they also like variety. So just sticking with traditional squats and deadlifts isn't the ideal way to hit your glutes. Instead, these 6 exercises can mostly be done at home and with the help of your toddler, which I'm sure you'll see in my video today. So the first thing I wanted to talk to you about is the glute bridge. I'm sure you've seen a glute bridge 102 times, but I do want to go over it because it really is the very basic thing you have to learn before you get into any other glute exercise. And the reason why you have to master it is because you need to ensure that you're contracting your glutes properly. So this is Baby Bear. She's come to join our glute training with her Play-Doh. So when you are in your glute bridge, what you want to focus on is taking the feet a little bit wider than hip distance apart. And the reason we're going to do this is because glutes are external rotators, so that means they drive, and abductors, so they drive the knees out, and the slight external rotation of the feet makes it so that you feel your glutes a little bit more. So from there, I want you to keep your heels slightly close to your bum so that when you come up, your shins are completely straight up and down. They're not leaning like mine are now. So from here, always remove the clip out of your hair, you're going to squeeze your glutes, thrust into the air, drive your knees out at the top, pausing as you do at the top. Now, a couple of mistakes that I see new people make is that they lift with their low back. So if you can see my low back here, what I don't want to see is when you come up to here, this arch in the low back. So we don't want any excessive lumbar extension. You want to lead through your glutes, and you actually want to get a hyperextension of the hips, which is the other problem people make, is when you're stopping here, yes, your hips are extended, but your hips can actually extend 30 degrees more than you would think. So this is where the major benefits of glute training come in, is you want to hit that hyperextension and then come back down. So squeezing up, pause, and come back down. Making sure when you're glute bridging that it's one fluid movement, it's not up, and my knees out, then up another inch. It should just be all as one. Also, I prefer to keep the weight in my heels, although this is a little bit of preference. I just feel my glutes more when my heels take the majority of the weight. So mastering the glute bridge is easily the very first thing you have to do in order to target your glutes. The other thing to mention about glutes is they're really easy to know if you're working them because they change shape. So as you contract the muscle or squeeze really hard, you will see and feel the muscle changing shape, which gives you immediate feedback as to whether or not you're contracting your glutes. So the second exercise is called Punter Tip Extensions. So in this one, you're going to be on your forearms and your knees. Just get that out of the way. On your forearms and your knees. And you want a nice, neutral, or slightly arched back. So this would be excessively arched. I'm going to tuck that a little bit more so it's neutral. And I'm going to take one leg and center it more towards the middle, just a little bit. From here, I want to flex my ankle as well as my knee, squeeze my glute, and drive my hip up. So what I'm doing here is I'm still extending the hips. I'm just in a little bit different of position. And you'll notice that I can't go as high. The reason why is because if I go higher than here, I use my low back. So that extra range isn't coming from glute activation, it's coming from lumbar extension. So instead, keep your lumbar neutral, squeeze your glute, pause at the top, and come down. Okay, think of kicking your way up to the ceiling. So switching legs, again, you would keep one leg ever so slightly centered, flex the knee, squeeze your glutes, and come up. So the next exercise we're going to go over are banded abductions. So for this you need a green mini band, and what you're going to do with that is ensure you have a second one to give to your daughter because she adores doing these with me. So we're going to take that band and we're going to place it over our legs, and I'm going to go just below the knee here. So you never want to place the band directly on your knee joint. Always make sure you're below or above. From here we're going to come into a tabletop position, this time on our arms, and again keeping the back neutral. I do want your legs centering one leg to the other, and just make sure that you're not overly extended through the lumbar. From here, you're gonna squeeze the glute, keeping the foot flexed, and abduct the leg, pause and return it. So as you abduct, you're actually moving against the resistance of the band. Okay? Abduct and come down. Abduct. A couple areas I see people go wrong is when they come out, they drive their foot out, and this internally rotates at the hip and takes away a lot of glute pressure here. So you want to make sure that your ankle and your knee stay in one solid line. Squeeze, abduct, and come down. Hi, honey. So the next exercise we're going to go over is a single leg pause hip thrust. So I'm just going to move the mat out of the way here. For hip thrust, you can use a bench, a couch, a chair, a table, stairs, really whatever you have access to. Obviously I'm going to demo on a bench here. But because you are elevating your body, you now get a little bit bigger of a range of motion in order to dip down, so you make use of that range of motion. With your hip thrust, so this would be a basic hip thrust here. One thing that I want to point out is you don't want to drive your body back. Okay, so it's not extending as much as thrusting the hips up. You do want to keep a little bit of you do want to keep a little bit of a rounded upper back, thoracic flexion, so that you can really target your glutes. So for the single leg hip thrust, you're going to take one leg, keeping the weight more so in the heel, raise your other leg. When you come up, you're going to push through the heel, squeeze your glute, pause for 3, 2, 1, and drop down, up for 3, 2, 1, and down. So remember, as you come up, you're not coming up with an excessive back arch, you're not flaring the ribs, and you're not leaning your entire torso back looking at the ceiling. You want to stay looking mostly straight ahead, and you do want to make sure that that shin comes up and is relatively straight up and down versus leaning. And of course, you will feel this in your glutes. So if you're not feeling it, then something is definitely off. So the next exercise that we're going to go over is our sumo walks. So I'm going to need this green band, honey. Thank you. So for your sumo walks, do you want to wrap it around your feet too? So you can wrap the band around the bridge of your feet here, below the knees, or around above the ankle. Any of those work. And in this position, what you want to do is come into a hip hinge. So my knees are slightly flexed, my back is straight, and I'm sinking my weight backwards. This is the starting position. And you're going to push off one leg, squeezing that glute as you drive out and walk. Push off and drive out. The key with these is not to extend the torso, nor to round the back. You really want to stay kind of in a football position as you push off and come in. Push off and come in. Okay, so making sure you really feel your outer hips here is going to be key as you push off. There you go. The next exercise I wanted to show you, there we go, is a feet elevated glute bridge. So for this, again, stairs, couch, table, any bench, anything that you can make use of at home, go for it. Just make sure it's not going to slide off on you, so do make sure you are safe. So laying on your back, you're going to place your feet on top of the bench, keeping your toes up to the ceiling. Like I said, I like to go slightly wider than hip distance apart. You do want to make sure that you are almost straight up and down, but you'll find your sweet spot as to how close to the bench you can be versus how far. So from here, again, drive your knees out a little bit. You're going to squeeze the glutes, press up, come down, press up. Making sure as I come up, I'm not coming back onto the top of my cervical spine. So no, don't lift your back enough that you're rounding up onto your neck because it's not going to feel good. Instead, you want to make sure that you're lifting through the hips, pausing at the top of that extension, coming down, and pausing. Good. So making sure you really feel it in the glutes is going to be key. And with that, you can band it, you can do partial reps, you can do pause reps. It's really up to you as to what feels best and just to switch it up. So those are my top glute exercises that I use every single week here in the studio. I found that they work wonders. And personally, I just love training glutes, if I'm honest. But all of these exercises can be done in a studio or at home in order to make use of them. So make sure, remember that glutes really like high volume, they like So make sure you feel each and every single rep, and normally I like to add a pause at the top. Enjoy!